Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to today's video. As you can see, we're doing a little bit of a different format for today's video. I found that sort of writing things down and laying it out, laying my thoughts about things on the whiteboard really helps to just kind of get these concepts clear in my mind and explain it to you guys. So thanks again for joining. And in today's video, I am really going back to the basics of Neville Goddard's teachings, and just sort of the fundamentals of manifestation. And the reason for this is I've been going back recently and just listening over and over again to lectures that I've listened to many times before. I started listening to Neville Goddard lectures when I was, years ago when I was in college. And I found that, when I go back and listen to a lecture that I've already listened to, I get sort of more out of it. I have a more tangible grasp of what he's speaking about. And I can now say like, oh, I clearly understand what he's saying, or, I've had a life experience where I can kind of confirm this to be true. Whereas before it was kind of just me openly listening and just trying to take in what I could, based off where I was, where my level of consciousness was at the time. So I highly recommend, if you have listened to Neville Goddard's lectures, like go ahead, listen to it again, when you're doing chores, when you're, like winding down at the end of the day or driving in the car. Just really good to remind yourself, keep continually reminding yourself of this fundamental message that he has, that imagination creates reality. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. If you listen to Neville Goddard, the main thing that he's talking about is that our imagination creates reality. That's it. Imagination is the and I've written it down to clarify further what he meant by that. Imagination is the causative force behind all of life. Say that again. Imagination is the causative force behind all of life. Okay? So it's one thing to say that, and then it's another thing to actually like tangibly grasp that and understand it and take it in and live by it, right? But it is very simple to see that this is true. Okay, for example, this expo marker that I'm holding right here, this was created in an invisible realm called the imagination, right? It was first created in an invisible, non-physical realm called the imagination. And because someone placed their focus and their attention on it, they resurrected that state, and this expo marker became externalized into physical fact. Right? Now I hold it in my hand. Another example, this jacket that I'm wearing and the zipper was first found and created in the imagination. It's an invisible realm, a non-physical realm, where this was created. Right? Enough focus and attention and steady imagining was placed on it, and then it became externalized into physical fact, and now I wear it here today. And the same thing goes for everything in your world. If you're sitting in a room right now, you can look around and you can see that this is true. Everything that surrounds you was first created in a non-physical realm and then became externalized into physical fact. The building that I'm in right now, the walls, this whiteboard here, the carpet beneath my feet, the camera that I'm shooting this video on, the microphone that's used to record the audio, the phone that you're watching this video on, was all created in imagination, a non-physical realm, that then later became externalized into physical fact. Now, how did it become externalized into physical fact? It became externalized because someone or a group of people put their focus and attention on that state in the imagination. Right? They found the expo marker in their imagination, and constructed it, made it clearer, made the vision clearer, until they could clearly see the vision of an expo marker, right? Once that happened, a bridge of incidences occurred so that this expo marker could externalize into physical fact, into physical reality, which we can enjoy and use today. So the same thing works for everything that's going on in your life, okay? And the natural question that you have to ask yourself, if this is true, if the imagination is what's creating your reality, the natural question you have to ask yourself is, what are you imagining throughout the course of a day? What are you imagining throughout the course of the day? There's only two main categories of things that you're imagining. The first one is you're imagining what you desire. Okay? That's number one. The second is you're imagining what you do not desire. Okay? Now, if we look at the present state of humanity today, we'll find that collectively, most people are imagining what they do not desire. The reason they're doing this is because we can say these people are unconscious of the truth that imagination creates reality. They do not know that what they are imagining steadily throughout the course of the day is actually what is creating their lives. They are unconscious of this. They are not aware of this. So for me and like this channel and making these videos, like one of the main things I want to spread awareness on is that our imagination is actually creating our reality. And I have proof. Like, I've done this. I've actually paid attention to this. I've tested this. Like, this is true. Your imagination is creating your reality. So I think the first step, in healing humanity is to make people aware of this. Make people aware that your imagination is creating reality. And a lot of the times people need proof. And that's why, success stories and stuff like that is really popular, because that's kind of like a proof that when someone imagines something that was, big and grand, and then they have a success story to back it up, and they have the physical evidence to back it up. Even then, when it comes to success stories, if people are still at a lower level of I don't want to say lower level of consciousness, but, they're at a consciousness where they do not want to accept that the imagination creates reality, they're always going to point to the bridge of events, like a physical event, that led up to the fulfillment of the imagination becoming externalized. So, if you're here and you're watching this video, hopefully by now you know that the imagination creates reality, and that the imagination is the causative force behind all of life. And now you're asking yourself the question, what am I imagining throughout the course of a day? Am I mostly imagining what I desire, or am I mostly imagining what I don't desire? Now, if you find yourself, you do a scan of yourself throughout the day, and you find that, wow, I'm imagining what I do not desire a lot. The first thing you do when you catch yourself, you become conscious of it, you need to stop immediately. Okay, you need to stop immediately. Discontinue that emotion, that feeling, that line of thinking. Stop it immediately. Do not continue, thinking in that manner. Once you become aware, see, a lot of this just is awareness, because you're going throughout your day, you're not even aware of what you're imagining. But once you do become aware that you're imagining what you do not desire, you need to stop. You need to surrender that line of thinking, and the accompanying feelings and emotions. You need to surrender that. Now, if you find yourself imagining what you do desire, what you want to do is continue steadily imagining that until this becomes your dominant state of being. Okay, and this is really what manifestation is. If you can make your dominant state the state that you desire, then you will naturally start to manifest and externalize things in your life that are in alignment with that state. Okay? And that's why, living in a state of gratitude is perhaps one of the most powerful states of being to live in. To live in a state where you feel like you have everything that you need, that you are complete, that you're whole, that you're full, that you have more than enough, that there is abundance in your life, to actually think in that manner and to feel the accompanying emotions and feelings that go with gratitude, in my experience, is what really helps you to manifest beautiful, desirable things in your life. Okay, so that is, in essence, just the breakdown that I wanted to provide. Very simple, going back to the basics, asking yourself the question, what am I imagining throughout the course of my waking day? And for a lot of us, we might not even be aware of what we're imagining. So the first step is just being aware and really paying attention to what's going on inside that invisible realm of the mind, and what you're, just imagining and working at throughout the day. Just become aware of it first. And once you become aware, you ask yourself the question, am I imagining what I desire, or what's in alignment with my desire? Or am I imagining what I do not desire? And if I'm imagining what I do not desire, I need to stop immediately. I have to discontinue this. And if I am imagining what I desire, I need to continue in steady imagining until this state of being becomes my dominant state. And that's what I've underlined here, dominant state of being. And that's it. This is kind of just a reminder video, for those of you who are, who listen to Neville Goddard lectures, or maybe you haven't listened to one in a while. I highly recommend just going back and listening to his lectures, because I think he just states these truths so eloquently. And I'm going to be making more of these types of videos. Let me know if you like these types of videos where I'm kind of up at the board, explaining concepts. I've helped that it helps for me to write things down and then kind of talk about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you again, and goodbye.